Hello, hello! Pizza Pax here, and we're back with our fourth Edge of Eternities Play Booster box. And I have finally gotten the rare sheet together. Filled it back in for everything we've opened already. So let's get started with our fourth box. So, funny thing about the printer, turns out I had it connected to the wrong network. Because, yeah, it was attached to the guest network. Which is funny because I don't remember ever actually attaching it to the guest network. But I must have done it at some point because that's where it was. But everything's sorted out now and we have a functional printer again. The packs 1 through 10, 11 to 20, and 21 to 30. So let's get started with pack 1. Also, we are getting a very, very big thunderstorm at the moment, so if you hear thunder in the background, or if I just kind of jump, because we're getting a very loud thunderstorm. Alright, we've got our commons, we've got our uncommons. We have Elegy Acolyte. Let's see. 97 is our second Elegy Acolyte. We have Pulsar Squadron Ace, Foil Forest, and a Lander Human Soldier token. Pack 2. Right. We have our commons. Uncommons. Watery Grave, very nice. 261 is our second Watery Grave. We have Moonlit Meditation. Ooh, this is one that... Is this the one that I was thinking of? The first time you create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of Enchanted Permanent. This is the one that I really want to try out with the synthesizer. That's 69. Nice. That is our first copy of Moonlit Meditation. Edge Rover Foil, Mountain, and a Lander Drone token. Pack 3. Right. So I've been doing Pack Wars with Edge of Eternities lately, and that has been absolutely delightful. Introducing some friends of mine to Pack Wars has been pretty great. Ooh, Creeping Tar Pit. It's gorgeous. Holy cow. And we have Ragos Deft Gastronaut. 224 is our third Raghost. I'm interested in trying him out. Focus Fire, Forest, and a Lander Robot. Pack 4. We have our lightsaber. Commons. Uncommons. We have Halia, Guided by Light. 19. That is our second one. Temporal Intervention foil. It's a fun one. Oh, that's cool. An island and a Lander robot token. Pack 5. If you're able to avoid it, that is a slightly better Thoughtseize. Trying to keep things organized. Not doing the best job today. Uncommons. Biotech Specialist, 214. That is our third specialist. Molecular Modifier foil. Nice. Beautiful mountain. A lander token. Pack 6. We have our commons. Our uncommons. Beyond the Quiet, which is the new Sunfall. That is our first Beyond the Quiet. Nice. Chrome Companion foil, mountain, and a lander drone token. Pack 7. I will say, Edge of Eternities, fantastic for pack war. Some sets, not so great for it, but this has been a great set for pack war. We're actually doing a mini sealed at home event with some friends today, so that'll be pretty fun. Hey, Tezzeret, Cruel Captain 2. That is our first Tezzeret. I'm excited about this card. It's been a while since I have been as excited about this card as I have. I've been more excited for this card than I have been in quite some time. Especially since it's when it enters, not when you cast. So, like, anything that produces like treasure tokens, lander tokens, you know, food, all that stuff potentially works really well with him. Nanoform Sentinel foil. Beautiful foil planes. Holy crap, that is pretty. And then a lander robot token. Pack 8. And hopefully we'll get a couple more Tezzeret. Our commons. Uncommons. Caveron. Memorial World. That's a fun one. 255. This is our first Caveron. Interceptor Mechan, foil, swamp, and a lander robot token. Pack 9. We have our commons. I'm really curious as to how they're going to fix the diplomatic immunity print error. Our uncommons, because they did drastically change the card. Synthesizer Lab Ship. Ooh, that's an interesting one. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to one other target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 2/2 and gains flying until end of turn. Huh. Neat. 81. That is our first Synthesizer Lab Ship. A Cerebral Download foil. Planes and a lander robot token. I have a feeling that that'll do something neat with the Simic. I forget the name of the deck. The Simic deck where they make them a bunch of tokens and bounce stuff. I know it got a little weaker when they banned This Town Ain't Big Enough, but it still seems like an interesting build around. Secluded Starforge. This is one of those ones that I feel like you can just toss into a control deck and have this be your win condition. Let's see, 257. That is our first Secluded Starforge. Drill Too Deep foil. Swamp and a lander robot token. I'd really like to play with Secluded Starforge. I love control decks. Pack 11s. I love playing like hard control decks, and that feels like a card that should go into an old school draw go hard control deck. Okay, Got our commons, our uncommons. Stomping Ground, very nice. 258. This is our third Stomping Ground. Moonlit Meditation, 69. Nice. That is our second Moonlit Meditation. We have a Germinating Worm foil, Full Art Island, and a Lander robot token. Dirty Dozen, pack 12. Yeah, I'm really excited to build up like either a Bant or Jeskai control with the new Edge of Eternities stuff. It feels like the pieces are there. Space-Time Anomaly. And this could actually be one of the cards that really makes it happen. 229. There's our first Space-Time Anomaly. We have Pain for All, 151. There's our third Pain for All. It's a nice foil. Planes and a Lander Human Soldier token. Lucky 13. All right. We have our commons. Our uncommons. Arch Enemy's Charm. Ooh. Well, this is like the green one that they did. Black, 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 instant, choose one, exile target creature or planeswalker. Return one or two target creature and or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to your hand. Put 2 counters on target creature you control. It gains lifelink until end of turn. 88. Interesting. That is our first Arch Enemy's Charm. Mutinous Massacre. Very nice. Oh, this would have been a fantastic sealed pack. 314 for this version. Normal version of Mutinous Massacre is 222. And that is our second one. Nice. Flight Deck Coordinator, foil, mountain, and a robot drone. Nice double rare pack. And we're on to 14, I believe. Yeah, 14. Yeah. We have our commons. Magus of the Moon! Hey! That's a solid one. Go ahead and toss that in a sleeve. That looks pretty solid. Always good to have more copies of Magus of the Moon. I do like that too. It's very, very pulpy. And love that. Reminds me a lot of the pulp novel covers from the 40s and 50s. And some of the older comic styles as well. Our uncommons. Ice Still Explorer. Hey, that's a good one. 192. There's our third Ice Still Explorer. The card's like $20 or something like that. Swarm Color foil, planes, and a robot munitions token. 15. We'll say I haven't had a chance to look at any of the new standard deck lists yet, but a lot of stuff I want to brew with in this set. Like I was kind of on the fence when this set was well, I was very much on the fence when the set was announced and when they were spoiling it, but now that I've had a chance to play with it some, I do enjoy quite a bit out of it. Entropic Battlecruiser, 99. This is our second Entropic Battlecruiser. Funny enough, one of the big concepts that people do not understand well in physics, like the general populace, not physicists, is entropy. So, forest, and then a robot sliver token. Very nice. Whoop. 16. Sweet 16. Our commons. Uncommons. Atmospheric Greenhouse was a fun one during Limited. Ooh, Eldrazi Temple. That's a nice Eldrazi Temple. And since that's a few bucks, toss that in a sleeve too. Then we have Corral of the Void. Let's see. 91 is our second Corral of the Void. Hilderblade foil. Oh wow, that seems really strong. Okay, Island, and then a Lander, Human Soldier. Plus 3/+1 is whatever, but the being able to equip it for free on Void is pretty solid. 17. So it just becomes potentially very strong equipment. Commons. Uncommons. Weapons manufacturing. Another card I'm really excited to, try and build around. 168. That is our second weapons manufacturing. Cryogen relic foil, island, and then lander. 18. If you're in the United States, don't forget to register to vote. Midterms will be here sooner than you think. I was just discussing this earlier at work. I'll notice that this past year it's just flown by. Ooh, Endless Sands. Very nice. I forgot about that card. That's a fun one, though. Uthros, Titanic God Core, 260. Very nice. This has been a fantastic box. Ice Cave Crasher, foil, beautiful forest, and then a lander robot. 19. But this whole year, the days have felt super long, but the weeks just fly by for some reason. Like you blink and it's Friday. Servondam, Sunstar Exemplar. Very nice. 231. It is our second Servondam. There's also an uncommon version of that character. Plasma Bolt, foil. Yeah. There's another interesting one. And then a forest, a lander, robot. 20, rounding out our second stack. We have our commons. Our uncommons. Breeding Pool, very nice. 251. There's our third breeding pool. And a Frenzied Baloth. A little bit of damage on it. 183. That is our second Frenzied Baloth. Sunstar Expansionist, foil. Swamp, foil, and a lander robot token. On to our third stack with 21. Yeah, I really want to get to brewing with this set. I just have not had the time. It'd be nice if they would release things a little slower and give them time to breathe, but guess the hype will continue until morale improves. 40. That is our second Sunstar Chaplain. Bright Spear Zealot, foil. Mountain, and a lander robot token. 2 to 2 2 2. It's 22. Right. We have our commons. Our uncommons. Full bore is definitely going to have an impact on standard. Diadrine, Synthesis Amalgam, 216. That's our second Diadrine. Scrounge for Eternity. Plains. And a Lander Human Soldier token. 23. Our commons. Well, there are several commons in this set that I feel like are going to have major impact on Pauper. Memorial Vault, 145. There's our third Memorial Vault. Sky Stinger, foil. Swamp, and a Lander robot token. 24. Should be there. Commons. Uncommons. Nice Anti-Causal Vestige. One, that is our third Anti-Causal Vestige. Night Luminary, foil. Beautiful swamp. A Lander drone token. 25. Right, we have our commons. Our uncommons. Hey, Blast Zone. I think that's our second Blast Zone. Thrumming Hive Pool. Hey, that's exciting. 247. That is our third Thrumming Hive Pool. I have a friend that is looking to pick up a playset of those. Eumidian Terrabotanist. Foil. Swamp, and then Lander Human Soldier token. 26. Commons. Uncommons. The Sarima, 130 or 35. That is our second copy of the Sarima. Squire's Lightblade, foil. Island, foil. That is a beautiful island. Holy cow. And then a Lander robot token. 27. I will say, with things like that, I'm starting to think that maybe some people don't know what an island is. Commons. Uncommons. So that looks like it should be like for a brainstorm or something. Avendo Waking Haven. Very nice. 253. That is our third Avendo. That's exciting. Comet Crawler, foil. Plains, and a Lander robot token. Pack 3, or pack 28. All right. Commons. Our uncommons. Starfield Vocalist. Very nice. 78. That is our third Starfield Vocalist. I have heard that there is a combo deck with this that can put 20 power onto the board on turn 5. Foil Anti-Causal Vestige. Very nice. That is our fourth Anti-Causal Vestige. Then we have a Mountain and a Lander Robot Token. I think that's the only Eldrazi in the set, but I could be wrong. Let's see, 29. Our commons. Our uncommons. Zoo Ifit, or Shuv Ifit, Osteoharmonist, or Harmonist, Osteoharmonist. Let's see, 294 for this version. Normal version is 127, and that is our third one. Wolfstalker Ardent foil, island, and a robot drone token. Last but not least, pack 30. All right, we have our commons. Our uncommons. Sunset Saboteur. 116. That is our third Sunset Saboteur. Zealous Display foil. Absolutely gorgeous mountain. And then a Lander robot token. Very nice. All right, well, thank you for joining me on this adventure. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. It really helps us out, and I really appreciate it. And until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.